What's up, y'all? This is Brandy, the host of the Black Way Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. Be on the lookout for more episodes. I got a whole bunch of stuff dropping soon. And if you like this video, make sure you share it with everybody. A like goes a long way. Y'all gotta keep me in the algorithm. Yeah. All right. What's going on, y'all? This is the Black Way Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in for another episode. Today we have Miss Joy Baldwin in the building.
Hi.
This is her first interview, y'all. And time out. Before y'all get on me about my little paper, I left my notepad, y'all. So relax, okay? We got to make it do what it do, okay? All right. How you doing today? You good?
I'm doing well.
Good. So I like to have my people release their social media names and everything at the beginning and the end, because as we know, a lot of people don't go all the way to the end. Maybe skipping through. Yes. So tell everybody how to follow you on social media.
So my Instagram is MrsBaldwinsBlog. That's MrsBaldwinsBlog.
And it's at the bottom. It's at the bottom of the screen. So y'all just put it in there, and that's Instagram, right? Yeah. All right.
And cool. It's Joy Baldwin for Facebook.
Okay. So, yes. Very simple. Very simple. So let's get right into it. So this is a little bit different for us today because she's more than just an actress. She's an upcoming actress at that. But she is a Black woman in corporate America. And as y'all see, she doesn't fit the profile of what they think a Black woman in corporate America, and she's killing it.
Thank you, Brandy.
So I want to touch on that because that's a very important topic. What is it like being a Black woman in corporate? And just kind of touch on what you do day-to-day basis, and we'll go from there.
Okay. So yes, my profession is human resources, and I'm a professional by degree, human resources management.
HR degree.
Yeah,
I got one too.
There we go. We out here.
Yeah, we here.
Let's see. So I am what you call a people operations generalist. Okay. And as a generalist, I do a little bit of everything. But the main thing I do is onboard new hires. I input all their information into the system, and then just manage the employee life cycle from beginning to end. So the time you walk in to the time you leave the company, I'm there for you, whatever you need. I am more on the data analytical side. So I handle like pulling spreadsheets, reports, analytics, data, managing the pure data, making sure that it's accurate, no errors in our reporting, things of that nature, and making sure that all of our HRIS, which stands for Human Resource Information Systems,
there we go,
speak to each other. So I do integration.
Black woman in tech, okay.
we got a technical background as well. So yeah. That's pretty much what I do when it comes to human resources.
Okay. Is it like, statistically, you don't see many of us in higher level positions. The company I work at, I can count on one hand how many higher ups of us that there is.
That's true.
So it's really an honor and a blessing to have you in that position. And you can be a role model to other people who come behind you.
Yes.
If I can do it with my beautiful melanated skin, my beautiful locks,
come on,
my beautiful
put me
wardrobe.
on, Brandy.
I'm just saying, because this is what you've got a kid out there in somewhere in Texas can't go to school because of his locks. And here you are holding up a high position with your locks.
That is so true. And
so that's why I want to touch on it, because that's important.
And let's touch on it because honestly, for a while, I was a little nervous about growing out locks or even starting my lock journey because I was considering, and I was already in HR when I started my lock journey.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, but I was nervous about it because I'm like, oh my God, what if I can't get another position?
Right.
But I just stayed true to myself and who I am. And I know the legacy that I'm trying to build with my family. My husband has locks. My oldest daughter have locks. Now I have locks.
Yeah.
Like we are going to be, my little daughter that's 3 has locks.
Okay.
So we're going to be a locked family.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. You're going to either accept me for who I am or you're not. And that just means that particular company or that role is simply just not for me.
I said all this, if a company, I went on an interview once. And I had braids, but they had like a jewelry, like braid jewelry. And the lady was so focused on my hair. She was like, we don't typically, let people wear designs in their hair. I just said, thank you for your time. And I left.
There we
First
go.
of all, it's not a design. Second, why are you so focused on my hair?
Right.
Listen to what I'm saying and let's look at that resume.
Right. There we go.
My hair has nothing to do with what the resume says.
It's just not the place that you want to be because she's already setting the tone
for
what it's going to be like.
Exactly. So we don't even have to finish the interview.
We don't.
So do you experience that with your colleagues?
Yes. And I like to call that, for whoever don't know, microaggressions. I feel like, from my perspective, and I've been in HR for 10 years. I've been doing this for 10 years.
You been for 10 years?
Yes, I've been at this HR stuff for 10 years. I know, man. But the thing is, I feel like with any company you go to, you can't really get away from the microaggressions.
You can't.
You have to learn how to navigate the microaggressions, because what you have to understand is people come from different backgrounds. Sometimes they don't even know that they are being that way to you. They just kind of going off of how they've been raised and how they've been taught. It's a lot that goes into, particularly working in HR, from what I've experienced. But you have to train yourself on how to navigate through those type of situations. And luckily, working in HR, we are assigned training, like cultural training, and just to understand other cultures and different backgrounds. But even going deeper than that, you can do your training on your own. Watch YouTube videos. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you know you want to be in a professional setting, do the legwork to be able to work around and maneuver with those type of people. Right. Do some mock interviews. Get ready. Get the wardrobe together. There we go. What type of wardrobe? Do y'all really care about wardrobe in the interview? Like, if I came in there with this blazer, this shirt, some jeans, and some dress shoes, do we care? Yes, we care. Okay. But I'm asking this for people because there are people out there. I've seen people just show up. No, and your resume looks good, but you have to be presentable on paper and in real life, right? And I feel like that's where anywhere you go, depending on the situation or what it is that you're trying to accomplish, you have to keep in mind, the documents that you're bringing and the physicality of it. So I'm gonna say this: I really do feel like it depends on the type of company. Some companies have different cultures where jeans and all of that is acceptable, but that's where you have to do your part and do your research on the company. Look at LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Indeed, and look at their reviews and see, what type of feedback that company is getting from employees that have already worked there. But all in all, 9 times out of 10, you want to present your best self. We all have different versions of ourselves, right? This outfit that I have on today, this is not the outfit that I would wear to my interview. Right. But now that I'm in the door, I'm going to be myself. Right. And this is what you're going to get. And it's a Friday, too. So let's keep that in mind. It's a Friday. We wear jeans on Fridays. We laid back, but, we still got the little heel going. Of course. But yes, you always want to keep in mind to bring your best self. So, yes, dressing up with those blazers. You don't have to do heels. You can do some nice all black flats, brown, neutral colors. Yeah, neutral. Coming in with no hot pink. Right. Unless it's like a hairstylist. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It really cater your outfit to the job. To the job. And yes, you always want to dress and dress for the role that you feel like you want to be in. Like, already envision that you have that role and that you are that person, and that's what you want to do. Okay, I love it. I mean, you don't know how many times I'm not in HR, but when I was in college, I worked at HEB. I was a manager, and people think because it's a grocery store, when you come to the interview, you don't have to look the part. I've literally seen the hiring manager just keep it short because of what the person had on. And that really does play a factor into getting a job. Right. You can all day long be like, oh, I'm going to just be myself and you can be yourself, and you can, come as you are, but you have to play. Yes. You can finish, but I got something for that. But you have to play by their rules, right? Learn the rules so you can break the rules. So code switch is what you're saying. You be code switching? I would say code switching in the sense of, I'm gonna talk their lingo. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm gonna always stay true to Joy Baldwin, Mrs. Baldwin. I'm gonna always be myself, but I am gonna, when you go in different environments, you have to be able to adapt. So what I will say is, for myself, I know I'm a chameleon. I'm gonna adapt to the
blend in and
environment.
adapt.
We
Yeah.
gotta, yeah. So
Yeah.
code switching, I feel like it has a negative connotation to it because
It
then
does.
it kind of means like, oh, you're switching up, you're not being true to yourself.
Yeah.
No, what we're doing is we're adapting. We're
Right.
becoming a chameleon.
Right. Yeah. That's funny. My mom, she a flight attendant. She got the flight attendant voice, and then she got, her name Tasha. She got Tasha voice. So on the plane, it's hilarious. She's like, "Hello, you want some pretzels? What do you want to drink?" But at home, you already know. I ain't even. Yeah.
Go get them pretzels out the
when we would
pantry.
fly with her, we'd be like, "Mama, why are you talking like that?" She's like, "I'm at work." I'm like, "Okay." So you know, as a kid, you like, "Oh, what is that?" Yeah, we switching.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask, like, do you have this job market? In my opinion, is horrible right now. Everybody's struggling. The pay sucks. We were working from home, but now they got to pay rent on all of these office buildings, so they want everybody back in there. So that takes away opportunities for some people without transportation. What do you say to people who are struggling to find any job or a good paying job that'll help them survive?
So yeah, I can definitely speak to this because I've only been in my current job for 4 months.
Really?
Yes, I was a stay-at-home mom for 2 years.
Okay.
Like in a house, for real.
Yeah.
Raising my children.
Okay.
And I decided to go back into the job market because that's just what I am. I'm used to working and I have a degree, so I didn't want to shelve my degree.
Yeah.
So during that process, I want to say it took me 6 months.
6 months?
If not 6 to 8 months to find the position that I have. And truthfully speaking, they found me.
Okay.
So
and how did they find you?
LinkedIn.
Okay, LinkedIn, y'all.
And that's what I want to get to.
There you go.
You have to make sure that your LinkedIn is updated, top notch, and I will recommend to do the paid subscription. Because that way, when you do that paid subscription for those however many amount of months that you need it, those recruiters will find you.
Okay.
You don't necessarily have to always go out and put your resume out. Once you put your resume on LinkedIn and you turn that feature on, they can actually find you and sought after you. Okay. So like I'm saying, it took about 6 to 8 months, and it was a stressful process for me. And I work in HR. So in my mind, I'm like, you could have never told me it was going to take me 6 to 8 months to find a position once I was ready to get back out there.
Right.
I was thinking 3 months tops.
Yeah.
But
you HR, you done it before, you got a degree.
Interviewing, I know.
No.
I had to go back into the lab. I had to watch YouTube videos on how to sell myself, how to sell my resume and talk through my resume, especially being you have to really leverage, the things that you can bring to the company. It's not always about self. What can I get out of this job? And that's one of the main points I did want to make today. When you're doing an interview or when you're preparing yourself to go back on the job market, you have to come from a mind frame of, how can I be of service to this company? What can I bring to draw their bottom line up? Yeah. And that's how you have to speak in these interviews. You have to sell yourself like, this is what I can do for your company.
Right.
And make sure your resume is top tier. You know what I'm saying? If you need to use ChatGPT, by all means, do that. But you do still need to have some authenticity to your resume.
They say look at the job description and edit your resume using some keywords from the job description. Go. That
is so true.
Okay.
That is so true. And also, do not use the same resume for every single job that you're applying to. Unfortunately,
that's a new tip.
Yes, you have to switch it up just a little bit.
So, you switch it up how? If my work history is all, you mean like your description of what you did?
Yes.
Maybe tailor it to the position you apply for?
That is correct.
Okay.
So whatever position you're applying for, let's just say, for instance, you apply for a payroll manager, and then the next day you may have applied to an HR generalist.
Okay.
They're in the same territory, right? Human resources, but you're going to take those keywords, like you mentioned, and you're going to use that in the current work history that you have, and you need to tailor it so that it meets the needs of what they're looking for. So you're going to have to figure out how to use your experience, leverage your experience with their job description and their needs, mesh those two together, and then that's what's going to pull your resume at the top of the applicant tracking system.
Yeah. So you put me on. I'm really looking for another job. Like, no, I am. Like, my job that I have now, I love it. Don't get me wrong. I want to elevate. I feel like I'm stuck in the same position, and there is not much opportunity
for growth. Mm-hmm.
So when I go into a company, that's the main thing I say. I want an opportunity to grow. I do not want to be in the same position forever, because I know I'm not starting up here. I'm starting at a lower tier position. Hope you don't think I want to be here forever. So I like to make that clear. I don't think that's a bad thing, and my manager loved it. My manager loved that. She said, you coming on and you are willing and wanting to grow. You don't just want to stay down here as a measly old sales rep. Yeah. You want to elevate, and she really liked that. And it's just, and I do appreciate the flexibility that I have. Yes. So I need that same flexibility. So.
And so I like that you mentioned that. So you're very intentional about what you want.
Oh, yeah.
And if you are in the job market today, and I know it's stressful, and it is going to take some time just because of how the job market is, but you have to be very intentional with your job search. Please do not just start sending your resume out and applying to any and every job, because that's going to extend the amount of job search that you're doing. You need to narrow it down, figure out exactly what you want, how much you want to get paid, what benefits you want, and based off that criteria, that's what you need to be looking for. So when you do your job search, like on Glassdoor, you need to use those filters accordingly.
So those sites actually are Glassdoor, LinkedIn, Indeed?
Yes. Okay. And I use all of them. I had them all up at once, and I'm leveraging, my filters. I'm using pay scale to figure out how much I'm worth in the market. Mm-hmm. You can use salary rangers or salary gaugers to figure out what your net worth is in the market. Yeah. So if you have 5 years of customer service experience within a car dealership, industry, you need to go on salary.com or payscale.com, put that information in so you can get a general idea of how much you really are worth.
Yeah, got you.
You have to do your research before you just go out there throwing numbers out, and you don't want to throw the number out first. Always let them talk the numbers first.
Then you counter offer. If they offer, then you counter offer.
Yes, and always negotiate. Please do not accept the first thing that they offer you in your offer letter. Really?
I did not know that.
You can. They actually respect you more when you offer, when you counter offer.
I learned that I had already accepted my job, and someone asked me,
as is.
Yeah, somebody said, "Did you counter offer?" Counter offer? What you mean? You didn't counter offer? Like,
yes, you have to.
Yeah, but now I know. Yeah,
especially as Black women, we have to counter offer. You should be counter offering, because we always accept what's given to us off the rip, and that's just a straight up no. Yeah, and I want to make it very clear. Anything in your offer letter or anything is negotiable. PTO time, your benefits, I can go on and on. Everything is on the table for negotiation. Bonuses, everything. Your schedule. Everything. I don't care what schedule they say they're going to give you an offer letter. Well, I need this schedule. Yeah. Okay, so.
Hey, you really dropping some gems, man. If y'all out here looking for a job, especially to my actors, we always gotta keep money in our pocket.
That's true.
So even if y'all having a hard time finding a job outside of acting, take what she's saying and apply it. It's hard out here. Times is really hard out here. So I don't knock nobody. Whatever you want to do, that's your job. Hey, be intentional. Yeah, be intentional. Y'all use them LinkedIn's and all of that. Be intentional. Get your resume together. Use ChatGPT, but make it authentic.
Yes, please.
Make it authentic. Don't just say
combination.
Yeah, just make it sound like you actually put some kind of work in.
Because you have to be able to talk through it. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to talk through your resume, and you have to be able to sell those things that you're saying on your resume. Yeah, you have to be able to leverage that stuff and talk through it.
I love this. I'm all excited over here.
I actually offer help with resumes and tips on how to negotiate and offer when you get your offer letters in. Like if you feeling like you have an offer but you don't know how to negotiate, I have tips for that. Okay. So yeah, I just tell people
y'all hit her up, man. Hit her up. She probably get y'all a job.
I'm very active. I'm gonna have to hit you up. Facebook.
Very active. She is. Okay. Let me tell you, I knew her on social media before I knew her in person. Okay. I would see her everywhere on social media, and I finally saw her in person. Like, oh, that's her. Okay.
That's the same way I was feeling about Red. Keep know who this is.
Yeah, definitely. So she ain't lying. I'm just saying she's active on social media. She'll respond. Reach out to her if y'all need some help.
Please. But I'm here to serve. That really is my motto.
That's good. That's good. I want to switch just a little bit. So we mentioned that you're an actor. You mentioned that you're a mom, and you're in HR. Yeah. Those are 3 difficult titles to hold, and I think only the strong can survive through all.
There we go. I'll receive it.
How do you manage it though? Because you have a job where you actually have to go in. Of course, you have a husband, so you have a family.
Mr. Baldwin.
Shout out to Mr. Baldwin. But you have to go into an office, and then if you act, you possibly have to take time off away from your family and away from your office.
Yep.
And then at the end of the day, no matter what you're doing, you got to go home and be a mom.
That's so true. That is so true.
Give us a little insight on how you balance the 3.
That is a work in progress. I'm actually still in the midst of trying to figure that out. Okay. I don't think I'll ever get to a place of, okay, this is it.
Yeah, it's never going to be boom, boom, boom.
Right. I don't think it's ever ending. I think I just try to adjust, right? So I try to work around my schedule. And my job, it is a bit flexible. I'm hybrid. So I go into the office a few days. And then I can work remote. And those days I can switch them up depending on my needs. So I love the company for that. So when I'm trying to do a casting call or an audition or something like that, I schedule it around my remote days. Okay. And or the weekend, right? It just kind of depends on when their casting call is and when I'm trying to do the audition. Right. Or you can communicate with the director and say, hey, I'm working. Is there any way I could do a self-tape, put myself on tape and then submit it to you? You know, so
that is, I don't mean to cut you off, but that's key. Yeah. Don't ever not go to an audition because you can't make it. Get a self-tape together and reach out to whatever number or email they put there. Reach out to them and say, hey, I can't make it, but here's a self-tape if you are accepting them. Me personally, I'm not going to ask you if you accepted it. I'm going to send it.
There we go.
And say, if you're accepting it, here it is.
There we go.
And because if they not and you already sent it, maybe they'll still look at it. Maybe and be like, oh, wow. So I'm sorry.
Don't X yourself out. Yeah, just create options for yourself where there's none. If that makes sense. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because if you want to do it, you have the drive to do it, you're going to figure it out. Right. And that's what I would say. So it is a work, like I'm saying, it is a work in progress because I have a 1-year-old son. Bless your heart. A 3-year-old daughter. Yeah, okay. Son. Yes. And we still trying to work out too. Yeah. So it's like trying to do all this, keep that body right, keep that mind, spirit, soul right. Yes. You know, because I'm trying to keep my husband. You know?
No, we know Mr. Baldwin ain't going nowhere.
Right. He ain't very good.
So, do you have any tips for any mothers who are out there struggling, just trying to juggle life, just trying to figure it out? Be it single moms or, you know, active fathers, just give us some tips.
Yes, for sure. So being a mom, what I would say is to leverage your resources. And what I mean by that is reach out to women that have children, put your pride to the side, right? Open your mouth, ask for help.
We prideful individuals.
Yes, women can be very prideful and have egos. But yes, put that to the side. Reach out to your older women that have children that can drop that wisdom and that knowledge on you and that life experience with having children already.
That's a lost art.
Yeah.
Go talk to Granny and them no more. I noticed that.
And these women don't necessarily have to be like your family. You get what I'm saying? If it's somebody from work that you know that's an older presence or an older woman that have children, try to have a conversation with them and try to navigate this because we don't have a blueprint. We don't. Or leverage your family, your aunties, you know, and I'm strongly leaning on women because you know we know us best.
Yeah, we understand each other.
Right. Yeah. You can get advice from men. I'm not saying don't. Yeah. You know, because you do need that father male perspective. But what I'm saying is put that pride to the side. Ask for help. Go to your mom. Go to your aunt. Go to people at your job who you trust that are women that have children that can drop that wisdom on.
Join a Facebook group.
Yeah. I know join that Facebook group. That for tips. Yes.
Like, I've seen some that say, this is my child's first time having a fever. What do I do?
Yes.
It's something that simple.
Very, yes. And Facebook and notifications and all of that stuff can become overwhelming. So take the meat, throw away the bones. And if you're done with the group or, you know what I'm saying, are you tapped out, turn those notifications off, join it when you're ready to join it again. You know what I mean? Don't let anything, you know, overbear you. pull away.
And grace. Don't forget.
Have grace.
Have grace. There we
have
go.
Grace on yourself.
Yeah. See, I can't speak to motherhood per se. I'm not a mother, so I don't want to be like, you need to do this, that, and that. But I'm the youngest of 5. Me and my brother, technically.
It's 5 of us too.
He's a minute, so I'm technically older. But by a minute, yes. But I got to see what it was like, growing up. So grace is definitely needed for our parents and for ourselves. Because if you think about it, when we were younger, our parents were trying to figure it out too.
And there was no blueprint.
No blueprint. Like times change for us, so things are different now. Yes. Even like they say, like back then, I don't know how you grew up, but for me, we used to get whooped.
Yes.
We used to get whooped. That belt went to that butt.
Yes.
But nowadays, they be like, call CPS.
Gentle parenting.
Soft parenting. I don't have kids, but with my nephew,
we still giving a lip. You better.
Oh, he'll get that. Now, I wouldn't whoop a child with a belt. That's just me. I wouldn't, but
little tap on the leg, you gonna get it. Yeah, sit that butt down.
Exactly. But
we use a combination of gentle, soft parenting and a little.
I do. I have realized that it's nowadays yelling at kids and all of that really don't help. You actually have to sit the kid down and figure out what
communication, open line communication. It does go. It does work better. Yes, it does.
Yelling and cussing them out all the time. They never.
Oh no,
that's not gonna work.
We're not cussing the children. At least in my household, we're not cussing our children out. That's just a no.
We'll say sit your down, but that's it. That's
traumatizing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and that's why a lot of people, or from my peers especially, the way they are because of how they was treated growing up.
I think that's how the era of gentle parenting came along.
Yeah.
Us,
because it's like, what happened to me, I'm not going to do my kids like that.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good mindset to have too, because, Anyway, switching gears, my girl be dressing, okay? Get into it. Okay. So, and this is everywhere. Y'all, she come to rehearsal like this, okay? Now, she probably comes straight from work, but I can guarantee, yesterday she was jamming, but I can guarantee you that even if she's not coming straight from work, she gonna dress.
Am I right? In that closet. We all
see. She always in the closet. So I say that because you mentioned in the beginning you have a fashion blog now.
Yes, I do.
Come on, give us some insight. What's going on in the fashion world?